Good evening, welcome to the stream. Tonight's stream is going to be a continuation of my new player experience in Guild Wars 2. And I don't think you're picking up my mic or my audio at all. What is going on? Okay, something's gone wrong. Oh, you can hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, sorry, it's not showing up on here that it's picking anything up at all. So I don't know what's going on with my OBS there, but I can't see anything. So anyway, sorry for the issues there. I'm going to continue as though it's all working, and hopefully this does work. Obviously, I'm clearly a professional, so welcome to the stream, everyone. It's going well. Nice to see you. I'm going to continue my Guild Wars 2 New Player experience. You're going to get to see me carry on, hopefully being not the worst Necromancy you've ever seen. I really enjoyed doing this all last week. It's a bit of a change. It's been a long time since I played Guild Wars 2. I do have a couple of accounts that I got, a couple of characters rather, that I got to max but never really did anything with. I just leveled them and then left them. So tonight is me leveling yet another character, but I'm going Necromancer, and I've gone with all the minions, which is quite fun. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm actually a variety MMO streamer. I go around, I play different MMOs, give you my thoughts on the genre, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. I try and be as honest and as fair as I can on my assessment of everything. People may not always agree with what I have to say on the subjects, and that's fine. People are allowed their own opinions. I could also be wrong on things, so if you do disagree with me, please let me know why. You might be right, and I'm quite happy to admit that. Also, I do talk about mental health quite a lot because it's quite important to me, and it's the reason why I started this channel. On that subject, a little bit odd, tonight I'm doing something a bit different with the beard, and it's quite simply, I shaved my neck. So now it actually adds definition to my face. My face doesn't just disappear into myself. It's quite weird to see myself with a jawline. I haven't had a jawline since my early 20s. It's odd. It's taken some getting used to, so I'm still looking at my face like it doesn't quite look like me, but it's okay. I'm going to try and keep it like this and hopefully get used to it. It does, I feel, make me look a little bit younger as well, which is just quite fun, considering that I've got all the grey hairs, as you can see. I don't try and hide from them, but it's quite a nice sort of surprise. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the game and let's see where we're at. I did have a bit of a nightmare trying to get ready for stream tonight. The computer, the clock on my computer is about 50 minutes out, and I can't figure out why. So I've got some mystic coins. Go the mystic coins. I don't know what they do. Do I want to go straight into there? No. I'm going to step back because I've got mail. What do I have? A bonus event for returning to the Living World story chapter. Right, there's a new Living World story chapter out. I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't done any of them, so I don't know what they are. So that's on my to-do list. We'll come back to that. That's fine. I've got something in the Black Lion Trading Company. I don't know what that is. I've got something in my heroes. Oh, I've got things. What can I get? I must have leveled. What do you do? We're gonna do summon Fleshworm. What do you do? Oh, it's a mobile. That's disappointing. It's like a turret. Right, we've got you. You'll do. And I can't do anything with you. But Flesh Golem sounds incredible. That's on my to-do list. That is definitely on the to-do list. We're gonna have that. That's fine. What other trainings do we want? Signets, are they any good? Bother that one. Spectral training. What does that do? That just pulls people to us. Specializations. I can't do anything with these, can I? I need to be level 21, that's fine. So we can't do anything with that yet. So that's on the to-do list. Well of Blood. Well of Suffering. Well, this is the edgiest class I've ever played in any game. It's so edgy, I'm expecting it to hit me with a spear. What goes well with minions, do we think? Because I do plan on just decking myself out in all the minions. It's going to be ridiculous. What else is good? Can't do death magic or anything yet. So we're going to go with spectral training. That sounds fun. We're going to do that. That'll do. Okay. Back on with the game. We're going to a society function. We're going to a party. It's party time, people. Here's hoping that it's a good party, not like the last one.
This will be delightful. Having the hero of Shamor on my arm will make tons.
I will say as well, like a downside for Guild Wars 2 is it's very CPU intensive. Very CPU intensive, this game. And with my computer being relatively old as well, it slows it down like you wouldn't believe. It makes it really annoying to try and do anything away from this game, so it's not great.
Servants and guards see everything.
Understood.
But it plays well. It still plays well, even though it runs quite high and it doesn't look like it's going to wreck anything, and I can still stream it well enough. But it's really bugging me that I can't see any of the audio turning up. So if you can't hear me at all, let me know. Right. Other than that, let's get this party started. We're going in here. Who am I talking to? I'll speak to you. You look like Frodo Baggins. Someone mentioned something about Lady Madeline. Okay, so Lady Madeline is on the is a suspect. Okay, let's bail. You suck.
You shouldn't drink so fast.
You.
How can I help?
Nope, nothing.
Greetings.
I can just greet you. Who are you? Baroness Yolanda. Who are you? Oh, wasn't she at the last party as well, where the things turned up? Attacked us, where the bandits turned up. Sure she was. I recognize her.
Would you care for an appetizer?
Oh damn, getting hit on. Not surprised. I look like, as we established last time, I look like Aragorn and Gandalf had a bit of a love child. So Lord Farron has the hots for Baroness Jasmina. Okay. I've got to collect evidence. So, right. I need to find the cook.
That lady. Shh. She'll hear you.
Nicholas Winters.
Yes. They finally let her out.
Ah, Countess Anita. She's doing her own thing. We'll ignore her. That's fine. What do you guys do? Anything fun?
Would you
No.
care for an appetizer?
What about you? Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be in the ministry. I'm not a very good politician. We already know that it wouldn't go well. Alright, let's see. What was... I didn't even read that. No, we're not going to be stealing the queen. That is not on the list. Not today. Blah, 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 blah. There are a lot of guards. Okay, so there's something going on here. And I don't think I'm allowed out of this building. So I'm not going to try it.
Can I help you?
Right, so we're definitely being pointed to the cook. Now, if only I knew where the hell the cook was. Are they downstairs? Are they in... There's a ministry guard there. Am I allowed in this garden? Right, Baroness Jasmina.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Blah, blah, blah. Right, okay. You were telling who? Lady Madeline. But where's Lady Madeline? Was Madeline not who we came in with? Okay, I'm going to ignore you. What's in here? Okay, no, that's the way out. We don't want to go that way. That's going to take us out of the zone. That is... Oh, right, it's a bird. Right, of course it is. Because it definitely looks like a bird from this angle, right? If this was World of Warcraft, that'd be completely taken out of the game. Because it might be misconstrued as a penis. And there's no room for penises in anything. Here we go! The cook. Got you. Right, where's your crack? Yeah, I just saw her. She was arguing something fierce with her brother, the minister, and then stormed off yelling about business to attend to. Okay. So, Lady Madeline, where did she go? Not you. I came here with you. I'm not interested. Who is Lady Madeline? Where is she? Let's run upstairs. There's Lady Madeline.
Come now,
Found her.
Lady Madeline. Everyone knows you're an expert in the intricate workings of your brother's mind.
Okay. So, she's...
And my own duties tending to
Sorry, every time I click off this game, the sound disappears from the game as well, because I haven't sorted that out either.
Condolences,
You can tell I'm a
Lady
professional.
Madeline. I meant no offense. How is your noble mother?
some would improve, but she remains in poor health. I beg your
Care for an
pardon.
appetizer?
May we speak of happier matters?
Alright. That doesn't count for anything, but I'm going to speak to her. And it's funny because she's going to talk to me right in front of this guy, even though there's something going on. Blah, 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 blah. So you moved to the countryside. We're not just going to accuse her of being a traitor, because that's going to be shit. We ain't going to do that. You won't get any information that way. You'll just get anger. It's not a good thing. Blah, blah, blah. Julius gave him some papers, wouldn't she? Ah, so some weird man. Right. Kickoffs are happening. So we've got some evidence now. Right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like the worst Sherlock Holmes ever. What's up here? Is this just more guests?
Do you have a moment?
Yes, I do, Mr. Guard. Is it normal to... blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've got extra guards, and I won't lie, I completely missed what you said at the end there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I need to get him a drink. Do I have a drink? Did I get one of those? No, they didn't give me one. That's fine, we'll make it work. Nobles, guest. Random servant by the bed. Sounds like a plan.
I'm thrilled to be invited to one of Master Wee's parties. It's so elegant.
I know. No one else has his refinement.
Nobody else has his refinement. Ah, there's quest markers down here. Where did they come from? Or is that just me nicking a drink? Right, we'll go here. Interact. Get a drink. Right. Why am I wielding it like a dagger? I look like I'm just gonna glass somebody.
Delayed in trim.
And I know I'm British and whatnot, and clearly I'm a football fan. But we don't all do it.
Would you care for an apple?
Here we go. We've gone into a cutscene now.
Is your
There's big
drink?
crack.
To anyone watching, I'm just a kind-hearted noble, and you're just a grateful guard. Now speak your mind.
Burglaries and kidnappings are increasing, yet here we sit, idle. Lately, the guard is never where it's needed most.
That drink was meant to loosen your tongue, but you still sound like you know more than you're letting on.
I heard what you did in Shaymore,
Okay.
and I know you've got Thackeray's ear. What I'm telling you could get a man killed, so use it well. Our orders arrived just before the raids. It's as if someone is sending us away so bandits can swoop in unchallenged.
You think there's
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that is exactly what's going on.
Higher than that.
It's not exactly, you know,
From Minister Zaymond
500
himself.
IQ to figure out that somebody is taking the guards from over there and moving them over there when their friends are
Please
coming in to
do
rob
something with
places.
this information.
Let's be honest.
I will.
These guys here,
Enjoy
big
your
brains.
drink. I've got someone I must speak with.
Okay, who else do I need to speak with? Who did we miss? Our mate, Lord Farron, or whatever his name is. We're gonna go speak to him. We've ignored him so far.
Did you hear what
I'm sure he'll be a bit pissy about that. You.
Arsonists tried to burn it to the ground.
I'm appalled at the way our politicians turn a blind eye.
Okay,
Someone
so I
should
can't do anything.
something.
Right, talk. Blah, blah, blah. Right, this character's quite fun because they've added him in as basically a bit of a laugh, but it's also a way to say, like, to really, like, big my character up, which is quite nice. He's annoying, but he's written well. He's very tropey, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with being tropey. It's especially when it's done right.
May I offer you a drink?
Blah blah blah. Right. What do I need to do? Sure, I need to talk to her. There we go. You.
Oh,
What's up?
I didn't see you there. Would you care for an appetizer?
There we go. That was it. It was literally a case of going up to her. My friend fancies you. Like we're in fucking primary school. Whatevs. Let's speak to him. Blah blah blah. The bandit cave. No, really. It's Minister Zaman. I was over there. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Right. So Minister Zaran, who I think is this guy.
Look at the Countess, will you? Such a beauty.
Would you care for
She
an
has the
appetizer?
entire room in the palm of her hand.
Did you know she's a history buff?
That is a big
Ancient
dude.
Pride is her subject of expertise.
What's on your mind?
Right. What is his name? You are far too kind. How can I miss such an event? Fights have a way of finding me. I can't say I mind, however. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna go with that one. Gonna be hardcore. Right, but I think here's the problem. Right, who are you? This big dude here has just turned up. Right, so you've just rocked up from literally nowhere, and you're like, "Oh, walk away. I don't need to speak to you." I'm like, well, sunshine. You maybe don't need to speak to me, but I'm gonna summon some friends, and we're gonna take you down. That's how this works.
You've been a busy little bee, haven't you? I presume you've gotten the information we need.
More than I had hoped. I've identified witnesses who will testify that Zaman had dealings with bandits.
How lucky. I'd love to throw Zaman in a cell, but politics have my hands tied. At least with this evidence, we'll be able to call
Sorry,
him
I'm
to
trying not
trial.
to talk over the voice-acted
Uh-huh.
conversations.
Speak of the fiend, and he appears. Logan, it seems Minister Zaman has arrived.
Okay, so Zaman's not been here, but now he's here, so we're gonna watch him.
If it isn't Logan Thackeray. I'm sorry, Captain Thackeray. To what do I owe the honor?
As captain of the Seraph in the service of Her Royal Majesty Queen Jenna.
Is it just me, or does he look like a Malfoy?
What? This is an outrage. I demand to know the charge.
Treason against
He
the crown and
definitely
citizens
looks
of
like a
Franza.
Malfoy.
May Cormyr judge your words justly.
He looks like he's about to say, "My father will hear of this." But there we go, we ninja'd our way through. These staffs are crap, so I'm just going to pick one at random and sell it. So now I'm going back to the ministry. Hey, what's your crack while I'm here? See what I can say to you. That's it. Okay, that was boring. Time to leave. It's been a crap party. I didn't even get a bit drunk. He does talk like a Malfoy because he is a Malfoy. He's probably got a Dobby around that he kicks somewhere. Seems the type. So now we're heading back up here. So within Divinity's reach, I've got 12 or 13 of those and 21 of those. 19, 20, 21, so that's fine. Where's the one of those that I'm missing then? I don't know, oh, it's there. Right, we'll go get that, and then we'll swing around for them two, and then I'm missing one, which is also up there. Right, we're going to finish this map. It's going to be my first map completion. We're going to go for it. Oh look, we said there was a Dobby. There it goes. Run, you're a free elf. This looks shady. I'm sure these guys are all okay. Nothing. Move along. Nothing to see here. Who are you? Sergeant Hall. I mean, I don't know what is up here. I just wanted to have a look. The answer is nothing. Boom. Nailed it. I'm pretty sure there's nothing up here either. I'm just doing this for fun. Yeah, somebody gave them a sock. They're a free elf. That happened. I mean, pointless, but what is in here? Nothing. Nothing at all. I did all of that for, you guessed it, nothing. Joy. Oh wow, it's the same one. Twins. I'm surprised they're not like going, brother, it's been so long. In all honesty, I am really enjoying Guild Wars 2, and I never expected to, because I've played it in the past and really didn't enjoy it at the time, and I honestly, I don't think I've given Guild Wars 2 a fair crack of the whip. I will admit that, I don't think I have. Because at the time, I was super into Final Fantasy 14, and frankly, that was kind of all I wanted to do, and then I started playing World of Warcraft a bit, and I started trying to branch out when I got a bit burnt out of Final Fantasy 14. Because Final Fantasy 14 was my first MMO. I know most of the MMO genre like players started off in World of Warcraft because, let's face it, everybody did. But not me. I actually played old school RuneScape first on a browser, not an actual game, and then I played Final Fantasy 14 because I didn't have a PC, I had a PS4. And it was the best way for me to do it. This looks a little bit like she's walked off the set of like that 70s show. It's that 70s show meets Ren Fair. I'm cool with it. There's something fun up here. I don't need you arrows, I do my own thing. So we've got 2 locations to discover, and then we've finished my first map. Where are they? One's the palace. So we'll get that in a bit, but where's the other one? Sure it was up here. Oh, look. Yes, it's that gate there, so we need to run that way. Okay. Yeah, I got into a little bit of a discussion on Discord today, and I will say it's quite hard to criticize some MMOs because of how tribal everybody is regarding their MMO, because they invested in it, it's their MMO, they absolutely love it, it is their thing, and how dare you criticize what they love. But it's quite hard, like, I love Final Fantasy 14, and I will say that I definitely do. It's a fantastic game, but it definitely has its moments deserving of criticism. I'm not going to shy away from that. It has things that it does that are not right. For example, there we go. So there's that. We literally just missed the palace, and then we've got a full thing. So we need to run into the palace. But yeah, like, it does certain things. Like, I got into a discussion with somebody today, and they disagreed with me, and that's perfectly fine. But they disagreed with me on, it's called the trust system. And what the trust system is you can do the dungeons in the later expansions of Final Fantasy 14 with the NPCs rather than picking up another player. Rather than doing it with players, because why not? And they disagreed with me when I said how bad it is for the genre. I'm like, that is a bad move. That is not a good thing. It's not something that I agree with at all, and they were saying that I basically was being a bit over the top about it and whatnot, and I was saying, no, I wasn't, because does that mean that we've done it? I'm going to leave this area, but I think that's it. I think we've done it. Anyway, back out. Here we go. Yes, we have. That is it. Divinity's Reach complete. Nailed it. What do we get for that? A transmute charge. That's for appearance, isn't it? We'll keep that. They're important. But yeah, it ended up, I got into a discussion with them where I disagree with them, because the trust system, it's not necessarily the system itself, and they said that the system's not that bad because nobody uses it, and that's fair enough, but it's more what the system represents. The system, MMORPGs started as a social construct with a game attached, basically. It was all about interactions. Your reputations mattered. How you spoke to people mattered. And slowly but surely over time, they went after more of the single-player market because it was more profitable for them, really. And in doing this, they changed a lot of the systems they brought in, looking for dungeon, looking for raid, those sort of things. Now, they're bad. I don't like those, where you go into instance content after instant content, because that replaces the idea that people are people and they basically just become disposable NPCs. Well, the trust system goes a step further than that and turns it into literal disposable NPCs. You are not interacting with anybody if you just use the trust system to do the dungeons. You can do the entire of Shadowbringers if you want, out like any of the dungeons, and you only have to interact with people to do fucking trials. And I'm surprised they haven't changed that yet as well, so you can get through the normal mode. So you can literally just do it as a solo player experience the whole game, which I am completely against because it goes against the entire purpose of an MMORPG. An MMORPG is about massively multiplayer. Multiplayer. You are supposed to interact with other players. That is the whole purpose of them. That is literally what they were. There were chat rooms that had a game attached. And now they've been slowly but surely like chipping away at it and chipping away at it and chipping away at it. And the trust system represents something that I really don't agree with in the genre. It takes away the MMO-ness of it. It turns it into a JRPG with some other players in it. And that's it. And it's a bit of a joke. It's not something I'm happy with at all. And I got told, oh, you're overreacting about it because it doesn't matter because nobody uses it. And I'm like, but it's not the fact that anybody uses it. It's the fucking principle of it. It's the fact that it exists. The fact that they went down this road shows you the design direction they want to go in. And that is not a good way to look at an MMORPG. So surely just because somebody is not necessarily using it, or it doesn't affect me, as a lot of people like to say in regards to certain decisions, it doesn't matter whether it affects you or it doesn't. It's a net negative for the game, and it's a net negative for the genre. It's not a good thing. Anyway, we've got a trial to do. I am ready to present my case. Let us do this. He looks like he's going to be a bad guy. He looks like he's Baby Malfoy's dad.
Who stands for the prosecution?
I do, Your Honor. We have evidence proving Minister Zayman conspired against the citizens of Divinity.
I reckon he's going to get off with this. Or either that, or, you know, the big Nord dude that came in with the hammer was like, I don't need to speak to anyone. Well, he's standing next to him, and I've got a funny feeling that I'm going to pound him into the floor. So it's going to be like watching when David Hay fought Valuev and the height difference and stuff, but I'm still going to come out on top. Watch me.
Mr. Zayman, can you refute these dire accusations?
Refute? Why bother? My Lord Cardicus, in accordance with the most ancient tenets of Crichton law, I invoke...
Oh yeah, trial by combat. Challenge accepted.
Your invocation. By law and custom, you may choose a second to fight with you in the circle.
That means I'm going to get to pound him and his boyfriend into the floor. This is going to be great.
Idle the unlovable as my second.
The prosecution
might as well have went, I choose Crab and Goyle. We will do this. I'm like, Malfoy. Calm yourself.
I will be the principal legate minister. I'd like to request a short recess to...
Right, who's tagging in with me?
Granted.
I get to pick who's tagging in with me.
Is ready to continue. This court will reconvene on the trial by
okay, so I get to tag in who's tagging in with me. Right. Let's have a look. Who do I get to choose from? So we've got the judicial scribe there. I can pick you. I can pick you. Whoever it is, they just literally need to stand there and look pretty. So I'm going to pick her. Because I'm going to kick the crap out of them two. I accept this challenge. Sweet. Let's do this. I'm going to pick her. I've made my choice. I stand by it.
We're ready to begin, Legate Minister. I have chosen my second.
Let's do this.
Choice. For the record, let it be known that this duel will continue until both members of one side surrender or are defeated.
What do we say? Do we fancy my chances? Because I fancy my chances.
The case is thrown out and these charges against him may not be brought again. If you win, then Zaman is found guilty of this crime.
And if his crime is punishable by death, let me do it, and then I can have his soul and make more friends. Turn on a frown, upside down.
Good luck to you all. May justice prevail.
Okay, is this it? I should probably summon my guys, right? Oh yeah, I definitely should, because that guy hit me when I wasn't looking. Don't approve of you. Yo, Eiffel 65, stay down. You, off to fuck. Some of us are busy. Did he just summon a minion on me? No, 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 that's not how this works. Stay down. Sure, I'm gonna go full Reaper on this, why not? Like, I did not read any of the tooltips for these moves either, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just pressing buttons. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. Now he's dead. Nailed it. See? First time. Easy.
Victory is declared. According to the dictates of Crichton law, Minister Zaman is found guilty.
Did he just stab himself with his own beard?
Codicus does not look happy.
I definitely saw that, right?
Anything to infringe on the rights of ministers. Trial by combat took the judgment out of his hands.
Did it? How do you think Zaman knew about the ancient law in the first place? He's no historian.
You think Codicus advised Zaman about the clause?
No.
If Zaman
I'm
won,
shocked.
He'd be declared innocent. No more investigation. Now he's guilty, but he's also dead. No loose ends. Never underestimate Minister Codicus.
It's the beard.
At least we know the identity of Zaman's backer.
Go and celebrate a well-earned victory. Anise and I will be in touch with you.
Flawless victory. We've all played Mortal Kombat.
But this works too.
Right, what do I get for this? I can have some boots, I think. I don't really care about them, they are a bit crap. I get a letter, and I get a... I'm just going to accept it. Hey, we leveled up! I got a guild panel. I don't know what that does. I can usually get rings, and then personal story, and then specializations. Specializations is where it's at. That's what we're all waiting for. But at least we're level 17 now, so we've still got... Oh crap, I shouldn't go that way. Thought I was going to fall through the glass there. That would have been an interesting thing if they had that in. What did we get for that? Right, I've got 11 bags of loot, some bags of experience, some crafting boosters, a trick-or-treat bag, which got me a skull. Yay. Yeah, literally, I'm just gonna... okay, my inventory's full, I can't do anything. There was a thing up there, wasn't there? Deposit all materials, there we go, that's the one. That got me something. That also got me something. What does the celebration booster even do? Does it just get this party started? Is that it? Movement speed's increased. Some blueprints. Can I use those? No. Box of fun. Okay, we've got fun now. Okay, so I've double clicked it and got some luck. Got a revive orb, repairs, got some experience and an item booster. Okay, we need to get some more bags. Bag space is quite bad. Ooh, what does that do? Box of fun. What do I want to do? That one. That sounds fun. Let's do it. What does it do? It's a temporary travel toy. Okay. I'm going to leave. I don't know what I just did. So now we need to leave the city because we're done with the city. Okay. So the trial happened above us, and we're going to come out this way because this leads to the way out. We also need to find a shop. You know what? This reminds me of, I went to the zoo in Chester, and there's an aquarium near there. And you stand on this conveyor belt, and it just chucks you through it. And then you just see, like, sharks swimming above your head and stuff, and it's really cool. That's what this looks like. I like this. I'm okay with it. And that looks like a comfy chair. He looks like a Dark Souls king. You're just a guide. Nobody cares. You're a... Ooh! I didn't know they had a makeover thing. I can change the appearance of my character. That's pretty cool. What do you do? You're a Black Lion Exchange person. So are you. You're just... Yeah, so they're all Black Lion Exchange people. I imagine that's like pay to win or whatever. We'll avoid them. Who are you? Merchant. Yes. I can buy some bags, but they're shit. It's small. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna sell you and you. I don't want to sell that because I want my eyes back, but I can't get my eyes back, and that's disappointing. Because the eyes are worse than what I have on currently. There's got to be a way to improve them. I want my glowy eyes back. It looks better on the character. And once again, I've unsummoned my minions. That does not sit well with me. Yeah, like, there's some little things on this game that are annoying me. They're nothing major, they're just irritating. Okay, where's that telling me to go to? Because I've done those. I've done all of these, right? Yes, I've done all of those. So we've got those to do. That's fine. So I need to speak to that guy. And I've got that. And then there's a bit over there, so there's all that to do. I don't know where that is. Nothing's showing up. Point of interest. Okay, so I definitely need to speak to that guy anyway. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Well, no. First thing I'm going to do is summon my minions.
Live, my puppet. Live.
I sound edgy as hell in this class. I'm here for it. I approve. Okay, let's go.
I'm not sure that answered my question.
Yeah, I really do want to learn more about the lore of Guild Wars as well, because it is such a vast world and it has its own story to tell and stuff. And I know a little bit about it, as in like when the magic gets so far out of control or there's too much magic, dragons will turn up and burn the world and then everything goes on a big reset. Which is obviously bad if you're alive at the time when the dragons turn up. Which I'm pretty sure is the overarching story of Guild Wars 2. Not really sure. But like each race and stuff, I want to learn more about them, and it's quite interesting that way, and that's something that drags me in, and I like the fact that Guild Wars 2 does have that about its races and its classes and whatnot. It has that moment of you wanting to learn what's there and learn about it, and it's really important to have that in a game. Do I actually have any mounts? Are these guys good or bad? Oh, they're good. That's fine. I don't need to kill them. As you were, people. As you were. Right. Let's just have a look. I don't even know how mounts work in this game. Like, do I have to do something important? Mounts. Here we go. Do I have anything? I have nothing. Not a single mount. Okay. It's gonna be slow going, guys. We're on foot. I'd say we're hoofing it, but we don't have mounts. But at least I can get mounts, unlike in New World. Alright. There's going to be somebody around here that wants some. Was that somebody picking a fight, or was that just me stepping on a stick? Oh, I was just stepping on a stick. It's fine. Everybody stand down. Nothing to see here. Hello. Don't mind me, guys. I'll do this on my own. You all just stand up there. It's fine. I clearly don't need yous. The minion AI on this leaves a lot to be desired.
The city of Claypool is burdened with many of the same problems you see here at the trading post. Centaurs are near neighbors, and it's difficult for Claypool to maintain a stable
Ah, we missed one.
so far from
Okay,
humanity's
so I've
reach.
got to go do that one there. That's level 9. I mean, I'll probably get naff all for it, but I missed it, and it's part of the completion, so we're going to go do it. I can jump up there. That's good. Saves me a job. What the hell is that thing? Can I fight it? Should I fight it? Does it look like it wants to fight? I'm going to run past it, and if it attacks me, I'll fight it. If not, it can stay. Looks like one hit from that, and I'd be in the intensive care unit for a while. Yeah, I feel like the an Ent gone terrible bad. Yeah, it's an Ent that got exposed to Chernobyl. But I do feel like Necromancer, at least the way I'm trying to play it here with the minions and stuff, is definitely more accustomed to it would definitely, with the staff as well, I mean, it's definitely more of a party class. It's not really a solo class, from what I can see. Like, there's definitely all of that to do. I'm not here to fight you bears. You can all stand down. I'm here to fight this bear. Apparently he wants some. So does this bear. And that one there is a veteran bear. It's smarter than the average bear. But yeah, I'm finding streaming really odd at the moment. It really does have its ups and downs. Like, some days I'm getting quite a few views. Some days I'm getting like nothing. And I don't know what it is about me and my content. So I'm just going to continue to do what I do, and hopefully people will respond to it. Like, I also don't really know, because for whatever reason, my OBS and my Twitch and whatnot, sometimes they'll tell me I have like 1 viewer or like 3 viewers or something, and I've got like 10 people in the when I look in the chat thing, it looks like that. It's so weird. Like, so half the time I don't even know what I'm actually doing. Like, there's no official mandate for anything. It's not good, but we make it work. Okay, so we're going to kill some centaurs. Well, I'm going to go get this first. There's a location. What is that glowy thing there? Can I go get it? No, it stopped glowing. Okay. I'll let them off this time. So yeah, realistically, I started streaming just so that I didn't have to feel as lonely, because I'm quite terrible in real life at keeping in touch with people and generally just talking to people. So I started streaming for that. So the fact that anybody at all turns up to watch is always appreciated in ways that you probably don't realise. It literally stops me from being on my own. And I really, because particularly this year I've been really bad for isolating myself and just sort of staying away from things. So it really does matter a lot to see people turn up and hopefully enjoy what they're seeing and want to spend time seeing what I'm doing. At the moment I'm just doing wanton destruction, and I'm not even mad. I'm quite enjoying that. We still have to go into all of this bit as well, because there's definitely something down there. I reckon there's a world boss or something, because over there we've got level 14. And then there's going to be something down there as well. So where do we go after this? We've got 15. So we go down here next, and we low end level 15. So we're already ahead of the curve that way. But I want to be ahead of the curve. Like I quite like being an overachiever. I know it's quite sad, but I like the fact that even if I am technically overachieving in this game and I am pushing myself and whatnot, it level syncs us down, so it's still relevant. I still gain experience for doing stuff. Like this is only level 9. And yet it synced me down, and it's still relevant me coming here to do it. It's not just for the map completion either, which is obviously the major reason that I'm doing it, but it's really slow on here at the moment because they've obviously won the event, so that means that there's no centaurs around, which is really, really annoying because it's really slow to try and do this little quest thing if there's no objectives to actually do the quest thing. That's pretty annoying. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but it's annoying. Let's have a look up this mountain, see what's up here. Can I get up the top? Do I want to get up the top is the next question. Alright, there's nothing around that way. There's got to be some sort of like hidden camp or something that just has some centaurs in that I can just go smash up. Oh, hello. That's coming back to life. We can kill that. That's on the list. This gains me prep for helping, by the way. I'm here. I'm smashing up this weapon rack right next to a soldier, a spy master, who's like, never thought, you know, I could sell those. We could use those. Why not just use the enemy's weapons? It'll definitely help. Ooh, event. We're going to go do that. And because I'm on my own, I'm going to go with the staff, which I know I said is better suited for like parties for me, but when I'm doing events like this and the centaurs are coming and stuff, I can slow them down and it just adds a lot of CC and I quite like that. So let's do that. And I don't know how far I can step out before it stops working as well, so I'm just going to do what I can. Do they come from the other side at the same time? No, they don't. But I'm going to win this event, even if I have to do it on my own. I say on my own, there was definitely somebody on a horse. While we wait, I'm just going to go kick this. Right, there's nothing coming that way. Let's check the other side. Is there anything... Aha! Knew it. Called it. Yeah, the event system in Guild Wars 2, I absolutely love this. It reminds me a lot. Bear in mind, I know it was here first or whatever, and they're totally different, but it reminds me of the Fate system in Final Fantasy XIV, only I actually prefer the version in Guild Wars 2. The Guild Wars 2 version, because your success and failure has an outcome, like you can lose. And if we lose, all of this is on fire and everybody's dead, and you know what I mean? It totally changes the actual part of the game, at least until it resets itself and goes again and you get another opportunity to win, and then it can turn back to normal. But even that fail condition, the fact that it has a fail condition is fantastic. Oh, that sucks. Why are you hiding behind a wall? It's like you don't want to die. Oh no, he inflicts bleeding. It's alright, I'll just, you know, raise his friends, they can fight him. They can deal with the bleeding effects. There was a thing here. Definitely was. I missed it. I was gonna run and get it. Why are they fighting the chocobo? Leave it alone. We don't need turkey legs. Back in. Come, my minions. There it was. See, I knew there was one. But remember, I'm stopping the, they're called mowers. Yeah, sorry, I know, but they look like chocobos. Or what was like every game has their own. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I like the fact that you can tame the creatures within the game as well. That is something that is good. And you may Jason I love that. That is brilliant. Well played. That is fantastic. I like little things like that. Hey, we did it. We survived. We've only got 3 more to go. I'm not sure how the servers work on this game either, if they're on different servers or whatever, but if anybody is watching and they do play Guild Wars 2, I'm in Europe, obviously you can tell by my accent and whatnot. And I'm just running around, so if anybody is wanting to join in and, you know, make me look like an absolute noob, by all means, go ahead. I'll be noob enough for everyone. But yeah, Jason Momoa, that has tickled me. When you play PvE, every server does it together in regions, so EU with EU. But then PvP, it'll be different, won't it? Because there's world versus world and guild versus guild, which is something that I do want to try. I have never tried it before in Guild Wars. I do have a couple of classes up at 80. But I always just level them up to 80 and then walk away. So I really do want to try the PvP in Guild Wars, because my big hope for the MMO genre, as I say every time I'm streaming, every time I'm doing anything, is Ashes of Creation, and it's going down a hybrid combat route. And Guild Wars 2, for me at least, has the best hybrid combat in MMOs between tab and action combat. The fact that they've blended it together, it works pretty damn well in Guild Wars. There's certain things I don't like the way your weapon skills work. Like, it's not necessarily that I dislike it, it's more that I prefer the way that it's done in say, Elder Scrolls Online, you know, where you've got your list and you level it up and then you can branch out and things like that and make your own build. And I like doing it that way. That's personal preference for me, to be honest. But where are they? Are they going to come from both sides? Is that going to be the big final? Because I'm on... Ah, here they come. Right. Oh no. Lay in the trap. But yeah, I am... Primarily, I was a Final Fantasy XIV MMO player. And I will say that while Final Fantasy XIV does a lot of things right, the fates that you do in Final Fantasy XIV nowhere near as good as the events in Guild Wars 2. Not even a little bit. There are other things that Final Fantasy XIV does right that Guild Wars 2 does wrong, but the event system, 100%, it's Guild Wars 2 for the win. It is just... It's so good. And that brings me back to Ashes, as I mentioned before, with the hybrid and whatnot. With them doing the node system, it's like taking that event system and making the whole game around it, and making it so dynamic. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with Ashes of Creation in terms of their development and the direction and stuff. But the node system is the single most exciting thing in that game for me, because it is a massive step forward from where we are now to go into a complete dynamic world. The elite specializations I'm looking forward to. I think I unlocked one and then never did anything with it. The mounts, I've been told, are fantastic because you get some that are really good at like climbing walls and stuff, don't they? It allows classes to step into new shoes and do stuff that's entirely new. Yeah, like I've seen with this, for example. I can go Reaper, and that gives me the opportunity to use a greatsword, so I effectively become a World of Warcraft-esque Death Knight, and that completely changes the game from Aragorn meets Gandalf here to Death Knight, which, you know, I can be basically an unholy Death Knight. I can wield my greatsword and have all my minions, and I love that. Reaper is melee glass cannon. Yeah, it probably is, and you know what? That's probably going to be the part that I enjoy the most. I like... I've tanked... when I first got into raiding and whatnot in Final Fantasy XIV, I was main tank for my raid team. I have a history of tanking, and recently I've walked away from it. I don't tank anymore, due to guild dramas, and then I went to World of Warcraft, and as I say, my first MMO was Final Fantasy XIV, and I played it on PS4, so I played on controller. And then I got PC, and I came on here, and yeah, and I still played on controller when I first joined on PC, because I didn't want to mess up my guilds, and I didn't want to mess up my raid nights and stuff, so I knew how to play on controller, so I just stuck with what I knew. And and I didn't learn to play on keyboard and mouse until I started playing World of Warcraft and Legion. And when I first went into World of Warcraft, I did not feel confident in tanking at all because I'd heard lots of bad things about the community, about how toxic it is, etc., and those sort of things. Oh my god, right, you weren't here at the start. If you weren't here at the start, LFB, I know you were. I had some issues with my OSB where it wasn't showing the bars to say that my mic's working or my audio's working, so I was convinced for ages I was talking to myself and nobody can hear us. And they've just come on now. I can see them move. It's a miracle. Yes, I am a professional, we all know. Yeah, so I went to World of Warcraft, and with the community being the way that it is, I was a little bit concerned about going in as a completely new tank, bearing in mind that I was going in during Legion, where at that point everybody kind of already knows how to World of Warcraft. And I've got to close this portal to the underworld, so we'll do that. How do I close this portal? Do I just kill it? I'm just going to kill it. You know what? I'm going to save that. Right, the sound's about to go here because I'm about to click off and it does that. But I'm going to save that link to myself on Discord. And I will check that out after I'm streaming. So let me just go into here. That'll do. So I definitely will check out that link if it's telling me about the different specs and what I can watch and stuff. I'll definitely check that out. Oh my god, I realised I clicked off and I'm in the middle of combat. Thank god I'm a minion class. Okay, that went well. Let's bring that guy back. Again, professional. The next elite. Oh yeah, because the new expansion's coming out, isn't it? When does the new expansion release? Because we do have Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker releasing next month, and I'm 100% going to play it. But no word of a lie, it's going to be massive. So it releases early next year. You know what then? That ties in really well for me, because I'll play Endwalker, 100% playing Endwalker. I was there in A Realm Reborn. I was there for the start of the story arc. I'm, for the love of God, going to be there at the end. And then I can play I can get the Guild Wars 2 new expansion. And hopefully by then as well, I'll be able to, because I do want to also, because I'm a variety MMO streamer, I stream whatever MMOs really take my fancy at the time. Because I love MMOs. I love the fantasy worlds, I love being in them, I love being part of a fantasy sort of setting, I love making all the classes, I love the lore, I love getting involved, all that sort of stuff. I am a massive nerd. Massive nerd. And I am far and away, I am okay with that. And the other thing I am as well is I'm awkward as hell. Which is great doing Twitch streaming. Obviously, that's the first thing you do when you've got mental health difficulties and you don't like the way you look and you don't like the way you sound and whatnot, and you're really bad at staying in touch with people. You start a channel. Because why not? And yeah, that's part of what drew me into an MMO, because in an MMO, I'm not myself. I'm my character, which is like a good version of me. It's like me, but less shit. And I can talk to people, and I feel a lot more confident, and I love the whole social aspect of an MMO, which is why I got really annoyed. I've mentioned it already on my stream, but I don't think there was as many people, so I'll mention it again now. Final Fantasy XIV has something called the trust system. I don't know if you are aware what it is. But it's something I massively disagree with. Massively disagree with. It basically, if you remember, MMOs used to be basically a big social gathering hub with a game attached. And it was something that you went and did, and you had to get friends and, you know, make acquaintances and go and do your dungeons and whatnot. And then they realised that there's a hell of a massive market for solo players. So they started trying to bring solo players into the game. And you get things like Wrath of the Lich King bringing out instance content, looking for dungeon, looking for group, you know, that whole jazz. Looking for raid. And that chips away a little bit at the social foundations of the MMO. Because you start looking at... why am I fighting the Firefly? Which, by the way, got cancelled on one series, and that is travesty. Everybody needs to recognise that. But it chips away a little bit at a time at the end of at the social side of an MMO, Can I do anything to you? No. I don't care what you do. Okay. That is a big gate. We'll go close that. Yeah, so Final Fantasy 14... sorry, the looking for dungeon, looking for raid... basically replaces the idea of having a server reputation and replaces the idea of having group content. At that point, the person that you're going into a dungeon with, unless you're in a guild with them or something, may as well just be an NPC. I may as well just be running in there with these friggin' summon minions I've got. Hey, we'll go on there. Why not? I get free stuff. Free stuff! And I didn't even spawn into a thing. Ooh, there's an event. Where's the event? Or is it those guys again? Because nobody cares. I was hoping it was one in here. Yeah, so you get the LF, looking for dungeon, looking for raid. It basically replaces people, turns them into glorified NPCs. Because if it gets to any point, you can just kick somebody out and replace them with another random person. It doesn't really matter, whoever you're in there with. It doesn't matter, they might as well be NPCs. Well, the trust system in Final Fantasy 14 is literally that. Literally, you go in with the signs of the Seventh Dawn. So, you're going in with the NPCs. You don't even need to do the dungeons without other players. So, remember that an MMO started as a big social sort of event, a social hub, a glorified chat room with a game attached to it. And then you move completely the other way to this. And I got into a discussion with somebody on a Discord today where I was saying that I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's not what an MMO should be. For me, at least, it's not what an MMO... No wonder I was getting my ass kicked. I hadn't summoned the minions. Professional. And they were saying it doesn't matter because not a lot of people do it. And I'm like, but it does matter. It doesn't matter that a lot of people don't do it, but the design philosophy and the principle behind why they're doing that matters. Even if it doesn't affect you directly, it matters. And that was my point, and they were just failing to listen to it because when you try and criticize an MMO, and I love the genre, I want nothing more than MMOs to be the #1 games of all time. I absolutely love them. I think more people should play them because they are great for social interaction. They're great for people like me who struggle to socially interact in real life. And I just want what's best for them. So if I see something that's going wrong, I like to complain about it. And I don't mean complain as that. I mean I like to criticize is a better way to describe it. And I think that the criticism is often justified because it's constructive. It's not me saying that it's crap and it shouldn't have anything happen at all. It's me saying there's a problem and this is what the problem is. And this is a possible solution. And in doing that, in some MMOs, oh my god, are you suddenly like the Judas in the room? Like, particularly Final Fantasy 14, I know World of Warcraft gets shit on a lot for having a toxic community. And they are. I've played World of Warcraft and I've seen it at its lows. And Final Fantasy 14 is almost toxically positive about the game. And bearing in mind, this is me saying I love Final Fantasy 14 as a game. It's a terrible MMO, but it's a great game. But you can't criticize Final Fantasy 14 to Final Fantasy 14 fans. Because, dear God, they will take me outside and crucify me. I went in and to do another bit of content in that game called, what is it called now? The Bosnian Southern Front. It's like the third iteration of this, and every time it's got worse. And I mentioned in my free company, because all it is you remember the fates that I mentioned before, is it's fate grinding. So imagine, alright, this portal to the underworld's up, so I'm going to kill that. Imagine we were just standing in the camp that's over there, right? And the whole content is you just stand over there and you wait for fates to spawn, so you can run out and do the fate to get points to start unlocking your relic weapon. And then when there's nothing there, you just go stand in the middle and rinse and repeat, and that's what they told me it was. But there's also mobs running around. They don't give experience, I don't know why, because they do everywhere else in the game. Why not just make it its own thing? But, you know, that's just me. And I said all of this in the FC chat, and oh my god, I got slated for saying that it's not particularly my idea of a fun time, is just, you know, stand here and wait for spawn. Go do, come back, stand here, wait for spawn. Go there, come back. I'd rather be doing shit with my time. I'd rather go do something. I'd rather actually, what I was doing was engaging and enjoyable, rather than just doing it because it's necessary. It's the same reason why Torghast sucks. You're doing it not because it's fun, but because you have to. And I say this, and they go, oh, you can't say that. FedEx quests. Yes, that is exactly it. By the way, I deal with FedEx at work, and in the UK, FedEx at the moment have shit the bed slightly on deliveries, and they can't do domestic deliveries. So bringing up FedEx is just going to fire us up, because they've been the bane of my life for the last 2 weeks. I get nothing but customers. If you want to see some, you should dig down and see the World versus World stuff. Honestly, yes. What level does World versus World start? Because I really want to do that. I really like. I'll admit, I'm primarily a PvE player. Hands up, admit it. And yeah, because it comes down to strategy. Which, by the way, New World. We're going to dive into New World because I know Chof's playing New World, so we're going to go down that road. New World and its PvP and all that. The way it comes down to, yes, it does come down to knowledge. That is exactly it. Knowledge will always beat brute force. Like, skill is always better. But New World, it's the best resource gatherer out there. New World started life as a survival game, so that's why its resources are great. But it's the PvP aspects of New World. They have an issue with it where they have automated banning from bots. Yeah, New World is terrible. I played it in beta and didn't want anything to do with it after that. It's like, it's a beautiful game. It looks really good. It's all style and no substance. It has no soul. It's really disappointing. Because for a company with the budget of Amazon, I expected better. But I would still class it as a win because Amazon Studios have finally released a fucking game. Like, just getting something over the line. Well done, boys. It doesn't even feel like a game from like that era, you know, like EverQuest 2, all that jazz. Even they feel more like an MMO than New World does. But to get back to the point on the PvP, because we went there from the World v World stuff, they have automated banning for complaints. They don't have a GM, nobody looks at it because keep your costs down. And what people were doing when guilds were going to war, so say the Covenant are fighting the Marauders, or the Marauders are fighting the Syndicate, and they're having a big thing like that. There isn't a story, Choff. There isn't, mate. The PvE question's terrible. The PvP is non-existent. The whole game is like it tries, but it gets nowhere. So what they do is, I want some food. No, I'm okay. I've just had some tacos. Very nice, by the way. But New World, so they all made responses. There's no GMs. There's nobody checks the complaints, and effectively, what they're doing is say the Syndicate's fighting the Marauders, and they agree, and they're gonna have this fort battle on Friday at 6. And you can get banned for 24 hours if people just chuck complaints at you, and the bots will automatically ban 24 hours. So what they'll do is they'll find out who's the shot caller or the guild leader or whoever for the PvP team they're going against, and they'll just get their entire guild to spam complaints at the bots and get them banned. And because nobody's checking it, it's going on, so it's pretty bad. So it turns out the meta way to win PvP in New World is to just spam bots at people to get them banned. Small victories. There's a lot more wrong with New World as well. Like, for a start, the economy, which is ironic given it's a game made by, you know, Amazon. The economy, right? From what I've seen, the gatherables, the more expensive gatherables are cheaper than, like, the higher end ones are cheaper than the low end ones. So it's weird. Like, you can get high end crafting and gathering gear for less money than you'd spend on the start stuff. It makes like no sense at all. And it's just really odd. And not only that, There's also no way to take items out of the economy there. You know, like in this game, I can run up to an NPC, and if they're a merchant, I can sell shit to them. Well, you can't do that. You can't do that in Amazon, in New World. So, it's ironic that a game that's created by Amazon doesn't understand basic supply and demand. It's quite funny. It's also ironic that a game created by Amazon, you know, has a whole tax system. Just let that sink in. So you've got that to watch out for. Other issues with New World. The PvP, the way the PvP faction things go, you only get access to your... what is my in-game name? That is a good point. I'm Kalanor Classic, same as the channel. I didn't realise I'd done that on this class. So, yeah, in New World, the towns and the banking systems and everything are linked to your faction. So, say you're Marauders and Marauders own the start town, then you can use that bank. But if you go to the other towns and every other town on the server is owned by Syndicate, you can't use your bank when you go out to gather. Yeah, that's successful. There's also the combat. Like, if I say that person there is an NPC and we're fighting, if I'm up here, my attacks are gonna miss. That's not good. If I'm down here, my attacks are gonna miss. I have to be here. They also don't have any sort of like visual indicator of an attack, so you have to learn the patterns. So the first time you fight everything you don't know, and you just end up eating stupid things, and everything's down to a dodge roll, and it's all down to a dodge roll, and it's all down to the relative ping, which was quite bad because I played in beta, and I don't know if everybody saw, but the servers kept shitting the bed. The servers just kept collapsing, and it made lag everywhere. So if you're playing a game that's all about your reaction times and your dodge mechanics and whatnot, and you've got so much lag and so much ping, it makes it impossible to do anything. It's crap. And when you consider that they use their own sort of server banks as well, like, Amazon can definitely afford better. There's also the 2k server limit that has now gone up to 3k, which is also terrible because it resulted in queues that were bigger than the actual server capacity. Again, not a good look, and it easily remedied. Instead, what they did is they made more servers rather than up the server cap. So what's going to happen when the inevitable does happen and the server populations go down a bit? You're just going to have servers with fuck all on, instead of having servers that are still alive. Because every MMO goes through that moment of, after initial release or after expansion release, you get a big spike, and then it goes down. So that, yeah, they're going to have to consolidate servers, but then each server is different. So each server, people have their own, like, progress within the server. So, do they reset them all? Do you lose all the progress that you've already made? Your faction progress and stuff? That's going to feel good, isn't it? If you've gone from a server where Marauders are the #1 faction and you're Marauders because go you guys are awesome and you've got all the map is yours. And then you merge in with another server and suddenly the Syndicate owns everything and uses shit. That's good for you, isn't it? Like, it feels like it's an MMO launch that they've had to launch early and they just didn't know how to do it. The game's not ready. It's nowhere near ready. They only started adding PvE stuff into it at a later date. And it was literally, that was a... It was definitely an afterthought. It was supposed to be a PvP game, and then they changed their mind and decided they didn't want to do a PvP game, and then didn't add any PvE. So they've got rid of the PvP, and we're gonna go down a theme park PvE way, but didn't add any PvE content. So there's nothing in the game. Literally nothing. It's a pointless MMO. Like, and it's a shame because I really wanted it to succeed. Because even though it's Amazon and even though they are everybody's evil overlord and even though Jeff Bezos is probably running a real-life Squid Game somewhere, the MMO genre needs new blood. That's why I'm glad Guild Wars 2 is getting a new expansion. It's why I'm glad to see the rise of Final Fantasy XIV. It's why I'm glad to see World of Warcraft suffer a little bit and go down. Because for years, everybody was a one-game Andy. Everybody just played World of Warcraft. and nobody was willing to look elsewhere. And I still have friends that only play World of Warcraft. And it's because they don't know any better, and there's the whole sunk cost fallacy of being stuck playing World of Warcraft. You've played it for, you know, 3/4 of your life, so who even are you without it? There's all that sort of stuff as well, and that's totally different. And I feel like this was a mistake, but I'm going to keep fighting it. I'm going to swap to this. But World of Warcraft's fall looks like it's going to be the MMO genre as a whole's gain. Because Guild Wars 2 is starting to get... Thank you. Hey, I got soup. I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't know what food in this game does, but I really appreciate it, so I'm going to eat some food. Let's do it. Oh, it's a baby basilisk. Yeah, so I like the idea of having a new MMO coming out. I like the idea of I wanted New World to succeed because I feel like the game needed a little something more. Like the genre, sorry, needed something more. And even if it was coming from Amazon, it was still good to see progress. Ah, nice. I get extra experience. That's pretty sweet. Thank you. Yeah, so it was good to see the genre like coming up in the new year. You've got Guild Wars 2's new expansion. You've got Endwalker at the end of the year. You've got Lost Ark coming out at the start of next year. You've got Elion coming out soon, but that's gone free to play as well. So, which was the right choice because going pay to play in this market, but being free to play elsewhere is not a good idea, and they wouldn't have got the player base. So people are complaining a bit because they made the decision to go free to play a month before they released the game, and that is obviously going to piss people off that have already bought it, because it would. You effectively paid for something that you get for free. It's Alanis Morissette. It's a free ride, but you've already paid. And I understand that. I understand being angry about that, and deservedly so. But that's coming out. We've had Swords of Legends Online come out recently. We've got Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 probably next year, which I am definitely going to try and get in once I get my new computer, because my computer is old. So it feels like we're getting more of an MMO again, like more of a genre, like it's getting bigger again. MMOs are becoming something that people still want to play. For years, we got lots of WoW clones, because there's a great video from Josh Strife Hayes, if you haven't watched it. It's to do with like how the gold rush of the MMO genre and how World of Warcraft effectively solved the genre and how it works and whatnot. And now World of Warcraft's falling and there's new ideas coming into the space. You've got your New Worlds, you've got your Ashes of Creation, you've got all these other games coming out. It shows that there's still a thirst for the genre, but people want good games. They don't just want WoW clones, and World of Warcraft got stale and was allowed to get stale and has plenty of its own issues, but people still want MMOs. The difference is they want good MMOs. They want MMOs that they can go in and try out. So you've got things like Guild Wars 2 on the rise, you've got Elder Scrolls Online on the rise again, you've got Final Fantasy 14 massively on the rise. Like, Final Fantasy 14 is now Square Enix's most profitable title of all time. So, came for the streaming but staying for the MMO rant. It's because I know a bit about the genre. I try and stay up to date with it because I am very passionate about MMOs, and unfortunately as well, like, I'll give you guys a little bit of a background on me. I'm currently waiting to go through getting tested for autism. So I can get a little bit ranty because I don't quite know where the line is. I just keep talking because I'm very passionate about it. So if I am getting that way, let me know I'm being a dick and I will try and rein it in. But I'm waiting to get tested, and it's gone through the NHS and stuff. And I will say this as a British person: the NHS is incredible. I will hands up say the NHS is the best thing about this country. Not even up for debate. It really is. But dear God, is it slow. So, hey, hero point. I'm gonna go get that. Every time I see that, I get Bonnie Tyler going in my head. I'm like, I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero and then I just... This is the way my brain's working. And then I go to Shrek 2, you know, where he storms the castle with the giant gingerbread man. Because obviously, that's obvious tangent. Oh no, they killed my friend. And that's my healing friend as well. That's not good. Stay down, boys. Like, I played Guild Wars 1 for a little bit as well. I've literally just done the Sundering. I'm only level 8 on that. I've been playing that in my free time off stream. But I am going to be doing it on stream at some point as well with my friend Ban. We're going to be doing that. And I'm going to tell you the story because it ties into playing Guild Wars 1, on stream at least. I'm a girl I work with is having a party with some friends, and she's having a psychic come around. And holy crap, I'm about to fight an army. This is not going to go well. Everybody can see that. Okay, don't kill my friends. So yeah, she's having a party, and there is a psychic coming around. And one of the guys that I work with asked her, he's like, so is she clairvoyant? And the girl in question went, no, she's called Joanne. So my plan for the Guild Wars 1 New Player experience, to see if it's still worth playing in 2021, I'm going to play a Necromancer there as well, and I'm gutted that it happened after I'd started this, because I'm going to be doing the adventures of Joanne Voyant. I have to, because genuinely she thought that the name, like, clairvoyant, yeah, she thought her name, she thought we were asking if her name was clairvoyant, and she's like, no, it's called Joanne. I'm like, that is absolutely brilliant, unintentionally funny. Hey, we leveled up again. Which one of these? I'm gonna go with that one, because we're going all power. What even was that? Oh, it's shoulder bit. There we go. Have I got everything I needed out of this bit? No, I still need to kill more of these guys. That's fine. So yeah, so look out for the adventures of Joanne Voyant. That is coming soon, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be stupid. I've got... Oh, my mailbox is full. I need to delete some mail. We'll get on that at some point. Right. Chieftain. I like that. It's saying to my minions that it'll end their life, but I'm a necromancer. I'll just bring them back. And yeah, that is something that I would love to see in MMOs. Would be, and eventually I'd love to think that we'll get AI enough to do that. Would be, say I kill this chieftain, being able to raise the chieftain, having the chieftain as my pet until I that would be awesome. Like with his skills and power and whatnot, and just set him on all his friends. That'd be, if you wanted to play a necromancer in a game, that's the dream. Because normally I aim to play a spell sword. Spell sword is normally my go-to class, but I'm playing something a bit different here. I've decided to go necromancer because I wanted to play a minion class for once, because I never normally do. So it's quite a nice change. Ah, there's a thing up there. We'll go kill it. I see it. Try to run away. Hopefully we're still in range and it counts. So no, yeah, normally I play spell sword because I quite like the idea of mixing like hybrid classes, because of the way that DPS works in my head and the way that I think it should work. And again, you can disagree with me on this, feel free to, it's fine, it's my own sort of opinion on it, is that between a normal caster or a normal fighter, if they get into range, should do a fuck ton of DPS. A caster that's allowed to stand and fight should do a fuck ton of DPS, but a hybrid class, something like a spell sword, should do slightly less DPS than both of those classes, but have the options of moving, like both in and out of range. So a hybrid class should lose some overall DPS, but gain utility or gain mobility or whatever, but have payoffs for having slightly less DPS. But a pure DPS class should always do more, because that's literally their only job. Particularly something like a caster. And I know a lot of people get annoyed when casters are allowed to move around and be free and stuff. Because for me, a mage, like the class fantasy of a mage, is very much a stand, do a big ass long Latin chant or whatever chant it is, to gain access to the power, to use the power. So they've got a cast time, and as long as they're allowed to do that interrupted, they should be allowed to, you know, literally just blow stuff up. But you should also have, I'd also love to see an actual anti-magic class as well, to really counteract a mage. That'd be fun. What's in here? Okay, so we've done that. That's fine. Is this just caught up on all of the things? Guild Wars 2 has an anti-magic class. Right, there's a whole bit up there that we've missed. There's a whole bit up there that I've missed. So I need to do that. And I need to come down here. So I'm going to run to here first. Warriors can become a spellbreaker. Yeah, that anti-magic class is... The idea behind that is really good. They tried to do that with Dark Knight in Final Fantasy XIV as a tank. Because you had Warrior that was the, like, DPS tank, if you were. It was more of an off-tank. You had Paladin, which was really good at physical, like, damage, like, stopping the physical damage. And then you had Dark Knight that was really good against the magic damage. And it was basically like a depending on what you preferred. Warrior was usually always in the party because their DPS was comparable to a DPS. If you could have somebody play a Warrior really well, they could often out DPS some of the DPS classes. It was amazing. Yeah, something like that is really good, like getting in, stopping the mage from casting and really getting in their face, but also having some sort of like magic defense as well, so that magic does less damage to them. And I like the idea of a rock paper scissors, especially from a PvP standpoint. And again, I have mentioned that I'm more of a PvE player, because I'm a big PvE player. I love the being in the world, getting a group of people together and going and doing stuff. It's what makes me happy in a game. I do do some PvP like within games and whatnot, but I am a PvE focused player, which is why when Ashes of Creation comes out, it's a PvX game. It's player versus environment versus player, and I'm just gonna port back to here. Yeah, it's a PvX game, so it's player versus environment versus player. So I could go fight a world boss and then have some PvP, like some dude come up behind us and stab us. You know what I mean? And it's always going to have PvP on as well, and because it needs to for some of the things to function. And now normally that would be quite off-putting to me, but actually I really am looking forward to it, because it'll make the world feel more dynamic. It'll make, if a player wants to play as like a bandit style person, and if I'm running past and they want to steal my stuff, have at it. Give it a go. But what I don't like is people who are really hardcore PvP players thinking that a hardcore PvP game will have a bigger audience than it would. Because I'm going to let you in on a secret, it won't. Hardcore full PvP MMOs do not historically do well. We have seen this before. They don't. The market isn't as big as they like to think it is. They're very vocal about it, but it's not very big. So that's one of the worries that I have, that they're going to listen to these people too much. What is this? Random crying woman. Why do I think this is going to go well? Exactly, you need casual players. Like, there's a real stigma against casual players in MMOs from a lot of the more hardcore people, and I don't understand why, because the sheer volume of those... hey, we're moving again. The sheer volume of those people within... oh, she's gone! I should have done the quest. Oh, there's a hole. Let's go in the hole. I don't know what's in the hole, but let's find out. There's rats. Beggar's Burrow. But yeah, yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm 33, and I work full time. I know I'm 33, and then you see all these grey hairs, and you think, damn, you at least 60. But no, I'm 33, and I have a full-time job. I work 40-odd hours a week. I stream a couple of nights, 3 nights a week now. I don't have as much time to sit and no life it as somebody who doesn't have a job and just plays MMOs. I would love to do that. Don't get me wrong. I just don't have the time. And that brings me back to another thing in MMOs. I'll come back to it later. But not having the time isn't necessarily a bad thing either, because I try and keep myself busy. I try and keep fit as well. I got really into fitness last year. Ended up losing a couple of stone. Again, I really need to work out what a couple of stone is in like pounds and kilos for people that aren't British, because only British people measure in stone. It's like we made up our own stuff, which is unusual for us because normally we steal it from everybody else. And yeah, like, because of not having all the time, I can't know life it the way that I used to. And the bigger audience within an MMO isn't your hardcore players, isn't your top 1%, because they are only the top 1%. It's literally in the name. It's definitely more the casuals, the people that just here to play. 1 stone is £14. Thank you. So I ended up losing, what, 28? About £32 last year. Probably a bit more. Then I lost more than that, and then I gained £7 back, but it was from doing weights. I ended up getting a bit more muscly, which is quite nice. There is a story about that as well from my earlier life. I've always, as funny as it is that I'm doing an MMO stream and people are here watching us and whatnot, and I started this because of mental health issues that I have. I don't like the way that I look, and I don't like the way that I sound. So obviously you start an MMO stream, because why not? But I had a lot of issues with how I look, and in my early 20s I always thought I was fat, so I lost a lot of weight. I got down to 10.5 stone, which for somebody of my build and size is far too small. I looked pretty much like Skeletor from He-Man, but drunk. And my dad was not happy with it, because I definitely wasn't looking after myself and whatnot, and decided to take us to the gym. And I ended up, in the space of a year, I gained 4 stone back of just muscle. And it was awesome. And then I was in a car crash and went downhill. Yay! Happy story. Yeah, but hey, luckily I have been sober now for 3 years. So I'm quite happy with that. I feel like I'm missing something in there, but I don't know. What am I missing? I'm missing one of those hero challenges, which I can't see on the map anywhere. Where? It's got to be down there then, right? It's got to be. Because that's the only thing missing, one hero challenge. Right, so I'll follow this around then. But yeah, I'm got to say, I'm really enjoying Guild Wars 2 actually. It does have some issues that there's some little tweaks and stuff in the game that I don't really like, but pretty much every MMO has those, and it's not necessarily enough to make me not play straight away. Like, there's little things like the aesthetic integrity within the game because of some of the costumes, and I discussed that last time as well. When they start bringing in costumes just for fan service rather than does it match or suit the game, it's a bad decision. A bit like Phantasy Star Online 2 or Terror, where you could get the police car, for example. Made no sense it being there. This thing hits like a truck. So yeah, it's like it can be really jarring, and it really does break the suspension of disbelief if you can look, and we're playing a game here like Guild Wars 2 and I'm running around doing Guild Wars 2 stuff, and then directly next to me is a race car. And I'm like, what? But that doesn't belong there. And things like that just get added for the whole fan service part side of things, or costumes that get added for fan service are usually the worst, because they're the ones that usually end up just being chainmail bikinis. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Gamer crowd, horny crowd. It's a thing. So... I also have absolutely no idea what time it is tonight, by the way, because when I turned my computer on before, I had an update yesterday with Windows and whatnot, and it's actually fucked the clock, so the clock is like 50 odd minutes slow. It's not even an on the 5 slow, you know, like a 50 minute or a 45 minute or something like that, so I can't. It's like a 54 or a 51 or something. It's just doing my head in, so I'm just ignoring it and just going to carry on until I get bored, really. Or until you guys get bored and tell us to fuck off. We'll see how it goes. Right. I'm going to go down. It's right down here where we need to be. I'm assuming that there's going to be a hero challenge there. I'm hoping that there's going to be a hero challenge there. Would be nice. Because then that's 2 map completions I've got in tonight. And that makes me feel good. I'm going into this game, I'm doing the completionist thing because I want to see what the game has to offer, and I do think that one of the big strengths of Guild Wars 2 is its world. Is its world building and the fact that you have reasons to go into the world, and you have... cheers, Chuff. You have reasons to actually be part of the world. World of Warcraft is an incredibly low-hanging fruit these days. But World of Warcraft Classic, Azeroth is a big deal. Azeroth is fantastic. Azeroth as a world is great. I love Azeroth. I love being part of Azeroth. I loved being able to run around and go to the different areas. And the world felt like it mattered. Like, you'd go to Orgrimmar and it looked huge, or, you know what I mean? It looked like a big world, and it was great. And Shadowlands... you can literally get a weak aura to tell you how many laps of Ouroboros you've done. Because there's fuck all reason to go anywhere else. And that is not a good thing, because that has taken the world out of World of Warcraft. Along with other things, taken the, like the LFR, LFD from earlier, taken the player agency and the actual sense of socialness out of the game as well. It's basically become a shit Destiny 2. It's become Call of Duty with swords. Or Sword of Duty, if you want to go down that road. Yeah, it says something about World of Warcraft, by the way. On the subject of Classic, as Josh mentioned there. That the biggest update they ever did to the game was to remove 17 years worth of updates. If that doesn't tell you you've done something wrong, I don't know what will. But I would absolutely love them to do a Classic Plus as well, in the style of an old school RuneScape. You know, effectively you do Classic, and instead of going to Burning Crusade, take it in a different direction, add extra content in, have it voted in by the players who play the game. Go down that road, make it something unique to itself. Don't just rehash the same game that we've all played. Try something else. I've got that one. Right, I'm missing a hero point. Where is it? It's in there. Right, we're going that way. Cataclysm was okay for a reset, but it changed a lot of things and didn't change them for the better. Things started to go downhill, from what I understand, towards the end of Wrath of the Lich King, when they did bring in looking for dungeon and looking for raid. Because it fractured the sense of social, like, the social entity of the game, basically. And the game, because it's been trying to cater to solo players, it also has its own, you know, pay to win. There is pay to win in World of Warcraft. It's not as explicit as like a BD or any other Korean import game, but there's pay to win in World of Warcraft. I'm going to let you in on a secret. It's called a WoW token. Allow me to explain why. Because you can disagree with me on this based on your own sort of opinions of what pay to win means, but in World of Warcraft, you can legitimately buy gold with WoW token. Am I just fighting this guy? Yeah, you can buy WoW token straight from Blizzard. And people are like, oh, but that's great, because people will just farm all the gold and then use that for the WoW token and you know, use it to pay for subs. Not many people do that. Do you know what people do? Is they buy WoW tokens so they can go raiding. Or they buy WoW tokens so that they can get carried through a raid more specifically, or get carried to whatever arena sort of. Right, I've taken that. What does it do? Okay, so I just got to use it and that gets us a thing. Alright, let's do that. There we go. Map completion. Nailed it. Which one of these do I want? No. Yes. We're going to go with Rage Legs. Rage Legs. Yeah. Though the difference is, right, they'll happily go against RMT. They're against that. Oh my god, they're awful. I love them. That is the most flamboyant pair of pants I've ever... You would never actually catch me wear pants like that in real life. But that's incredible. So we're heading to Kessex Hills next then. That's fine. But yeah, the WoW token... The way they combated RMT was, rather than you having to go to a third-party website and possibly lose your data and whatnot, they'll just let you do it through them because then they're benefiting from it. And for those people that are selling that buy the WoW tokens with gold to pay for their subscription, the value of that subscription to Blizzard then is worth more than what you would actually pay for a subscription. I'll put it in UK terms, right, because that's the only sort of terms that make sense to me financially. But it costs, say, a tenner a month for a World of Warcraft subscription. A WoW token's 17 quid. So somebody paying 17 quid to buy your gold, because that's what it is, it's buying gold, is worth more to Blizzard than you just paying a tenner a month for your subscription. So they get a tenner a month from somebody and a WoW token. That is 1.5. That is 2.5 subscriptions they get out of somebody in that month. And then people go and use that gold to get carried through Mythic, Sylvanas, I think it is now, or whatever. So all those people with the mounts in World of Warcraft who, you know, congratulations, you've got the title and the mount for doing the hard content, but it's absolutely devalued the crap out of every achievement in that game. Because who's just paid for it? You know what I mean? Oh, crap, I need to delete some mail. Right. Ha ha ha! I've unlocked something. We'll come back to that. I'm just gonna take those. Delete, 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 delete. There we go. Close window. We're not gonna go and do that. I'm not nearly strong enough to go and do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, but those pants are distracting the crap out of us. I feel like Howard Wolowitz. Yeah, so people will just then spend it on spend the gold that they've bought on getting carries or on PvP carries as well to get you the 12 for you. Okay. I'll show you the world. Shine and shine. I feel like, again, going back to Shrek, I feel like Prince Charming. I'm going to sit there being like, and fuzzy novels for all my friends. But random villagers and Scooby-Doo. Hey, Scooby-Doo. But yeah, people just the WoW token just, it's devalued World of Warcraft. It's devalued all the content. And this is from a company as well, where the only content that matters is the current patch. The game has more history about it. It has more content within it than any other game I can think of. And yet you do none of it. There's no point to doing any of it that isn't patch 9.1 or 1.5 or whatever the fuck's come out this week. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a waste. Can I get in here? Hello, friends. Hello. I feel like I came in here at the wrong side. If that's like level 23, I probably should have came in down there, right? I'm gonna go and port back over here and come into the side where I'm not likely to just get bitch slapped on the way through. It's probably a good idea. We'll go through this little portal here. So yeah, like, there's a lot of things, and the monetization of MMOs, it's a necessary evil, because especially if you want
The
to...
Lion Guards strive to protect the trade routes to and from Lion's Arch.
Yeah, especially if you actually want to
Bandit holdings are quickly growing
have a game that continues, a game that thrives, because at the end of the day it is a business.
if someone doesn't step in.
But there's ways about doing it, for me, that you can be predatory in your monetization, or you can work with the community on your monetization. And I've just realised now that I've been streaming for a while, so I'm going to stop Guild Wars 2 there. I'm just going to switch it back to this here, and I'll put the lovely music back on, which, by the way, is DMCA free music from a friend of mine who also streams, or who did stream. I don't know if he's coming back. He's trying to come back, but he's had a few things on in his own life. Massive in the Ashes of Creation community, a guy called Jalon. You should definitely give him a check out on YouTube if you are interested in Ashes of Creation. He does a series called Ashes 101, which really explains the entire game, but in like a really easy to understand way. It's where I went when I first started trying to learn about that game, because I saw a Lazy Peon video that showed me a big highlight of what Ashes of Creation could be, and that's what really suckered me in, and then I went and I've really got involved in all of that. I want to say a big thank you to everyone for being part of the stream tonight, and I know I can get a little bit ranty sometimes, and hopefully that was entertaining enough and I wasn't just boring the crap out of you as while I was talking. There's also, as I said at the start of the stream, new beard. It's literally just I've shaved my neck and now I've got definition in my face. It's weird, because normally my face disappears into myself, so I look like a muppet. But now I actually have a jawline, so it's weird. It's amazing, it's like I drew it with a pen. Thank you. I told you it's like a really shit Lucifer. It's like you've ordered Lucifer on Wish. That's the look we're going for. Yeah, so I do want to say a big thank you to everyone. If you haven't already, please chuck a follow on the channel. Keep up to date with when I'm streaming. I try and stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. My content will vary from time to time. I'll maybe play some of the games, and it might be that you've never played that game before, or you're interested but you don't know whether you want to go play it yourself. And if that's the case, watch me play it, and you can ask me in the chat as well, like, go jump off that tree, see what it does, and hell, I'll go jump off that tree, see what it does. Why not? It could be fun. So, as I say, please chuck a follow on the channel. I was about to say like and subscribe, but this is not YouTube. Yeah, keep up to date. All the follows that I get, every subscriber, everything that I've got while I've been streaming the last couple of months, it's been so much more than I ever expected to get. As I say, at the end of every one of my streams, I expected to just be me talking to a wall or just screaming into the void because nobody wanted to see it. So the fact that people turn up and are willing to watch me make a complete ass of myself, it makes me happy. It's the social interaction that I miss in real life and also within video games at the moment. So it's great to have people come here to watch this and be part of it and talk to me in the chat and give me those interactions, because I do sometimes struggle, particularly in real life. I am quite the introvert, so it is really good it is really good for me, but also I really hope that you guys actually enjoy what I'm doing. Well, obviously I'd like to think that you do, because otherwise you wouldn't have watched. The average person on Twitch and whatnot, you have to be entertaining every 7 seconds or somebody will leave. There's been studies. So, as I say, I'm going to be streaming again on Thursday, 7:30 UK time. Probably continuing my Guild Wars 2 journey, because I've actually really enjoyed this, even though I really do need to gear up my Red Rage friend Mocha, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just never do. I will get that done eventually. I also, as I've said before as well, we are going to do an Elder Scrolls Online new player experience where I'm going to get the chat to dictate what my character looks like, race, gender, like what all the sliders are, like what the class is, what abilities we have. It's going to be an absolute nightmare, and I'm going to love every second of it. So that's on my to-do list. Also, I want to do Guild Wars, not Guild Wars. I want to do Old School RuneScape, but as a new player experience, because I've not played Old School RuneScape since it was a browser game back in the early 2000s. So I have no idea what I'm doing, and I want to do that in Iron Man mode straight away. No messing about, just going straight into Iron Man. See what happens. I'd love to do that. That could be hilarious. I imagine it'll go wrong real quickly, but I'm on board with that. So anyway, I've been streaming for roughly about 20 minutes more than I expected to tonight, because again, the computer mess up and whatnot. So I hope you guys have had a great night. I'll say again, please follow the channel. Every follower, every subscriber, every person that views my channel means the absolute world to me, and I can't stress enough how happy I am that you guys come to see me. So thanks again for the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I also need to mention this as well, because I keep forgetting. There should be a link to my Discord below as well. I've created a Discord for this server, so even if I'm playing a game you're not interested in and you just want to talk to people, I'm on there. I'm on Discord pretty much every day. Cho from LFB there can tell you that I'm on Discord every day without fail. And I will try and talk and answer as many questions and whatnot as I can. So as I say, please follow the channel, go on the Discord. There's also a link to the YouTube, but the YouTube is currently just the streams replayed, because I want to make YouTube content, but my computer currently isn't capable. But in the new year, I am getting a new computer, so hopefully then I will be able to do editing and put up some videos, and hopefully there'll be some actual content. But for now, I'm going to call it a night there. You guys have a good one, and thanks again for watching. See you next time. Yo, what up, peeps? Just thought before I go, do something quite fun and do like a end credits sort of Marvel scene. That's definitely something to watch out for. I'm gonna do that in the future and try and like tie it into the next stream. So this weekend I'm moving my computer upstairs, so you'll get to see a new background and whatnot. And for the one later on, I think I will do a Halloween special end credits. I just need to find my costume again. Anyway, laters.